Hi, Prince, UK Self-Defense Green. Time to sharpen the blades. Oh yeah. Today, I'm going to be talking about an attack pattern that is generic. Anybody can do it. It is modified, from martial arts, but it's to an area that I don't see many people concentrating on. And this area, if you don't work this area, if you don't drill your kicks to this kind of low line, then you're missing out on something that can put somebody down in a nanosecond. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the lower leg from the kneecap right the way through to the tip of the toes. Remember David Beckham when he had that metatarsal injury, the famous footballer? I mean, it kept him out for quite a long time. And we've all seen how footballers have had somebody slide in right through to the tibia or the fibia, the lower leg bones, and cause major damage. Now, there are 14 muscles, I believe, in the lower leg. We're not interested in those. What we're interested in the extensors and the flexors. These are muscles that allow the foot to have kind of its stability and movement. Now, if you injure this area, you can actually get a thing called drop foot. Or foot drop. It's a medical term where the foot itself, actually, if I show you it sideways, the foot itself just kind of drops and you can't flex it, dorsiflex it or plantarflex it. You can't do anything with it. So it doesn't lift up and it doesn't lift down. Now, where the sciatica nerve's concerned, as it runs through the gluteus maximus, which is the backside there, down the hamstrings at the back here, okay, it kind of splits into two at the front there, and it runs down, roughly down the tibia and the fibula, and it runs down, it's called the peroneal nerve. And that nerve splits into two. Now, you know how painful sciatica can be if you get compartment syndrome where the muscle's bruised. This, in a very short time, you can lose your limb. So, if you're in a self-defense situation, you never see anybody walk into a fight like this, with their head down, right? The whole reason is because they're more concerned with what's going on up here. So, in one of the many questions that I get asked, I was asked, how do I train for this? Because I've seen one of my other videos doing some wooden dummy and doing some low kicks. That's just freestyle training. But when you're teaching people, you've got to teach them gross motor skills, because this is self-defense, that work very, very quickly under duress. It's like this, the same analogy is like this. It's like having a guy in the SAS who's trained in unarmed combat, or the army, but because they haven't received a black belt, they can't go into the war zone. That's perverse, it's ridiculous, right? So this is a mentality. Just because I've been training, many, many years, it doesn't mean to say that a lot of people who want to keep themselves safe on the street have been training that long, but they can still use things that will save them in an altercation. Okay, now I'm just going to show you very, very simply, okay? What I'm talking about here on the dummy is this. It's just this very simple. You see what I'm doing here? I'm doing it quite low so you can actually see. See if I can, from here, see that? Okay, so all I'm doing is that. It's very quick, So if I go into a situation here and there's a guy and he's going to larger, you see that? Now, how do I actually train for doing this technique? This really is a modified version, what they call a snap kick. A snap kick basically is something where you just go very slow. That's a snap kick. Nothing fast. That's a snap kick. Basically, raise up, you kick out, and you come down. So we're doing a generic version of that is easy to do. You don't need much training. You just kick forward. Now, if I'm facing you and somebody's coming at me and they're quite angry and I just kick forward, I'm going to hit right down into those vital areas, the two nerves that are running either side. Now, to take that a little bit further, this low line kicking, as I showed you before, like passing a football when you play with your son, it's just a straight low line kick. See that? Okay? That's all you're doing. So if you're doing that, somebody comes at you in an altercation and you go straight down, so they come at you in an altercation, do you see that? That wasn't fast, there wasn't any power in it, but it made the dummy move. You've also got the side weight to do it, okay, right? Which is, if you look at Longstreet and you look at Bruce Lee actually perform this, he raises his knee right up, okay, right? He raises his knee and he drops it down and he brings it back. If you're a trained martial artist or self-defense guy, then yeah, you chamber the knee. But if you're not, you just, that's all you do. Just kick out. Nothing fantastic, just a kick. No speed involved in there. It's just direct and it's showing you what you want to do. Now, if you're practicing all your low line kicks, all you're doing, that's all you're doing. See this? See? I like to move my arm. What that does, it kind of confuses people. But if you're a non-trained martial artist, all you got to remember is somebody's coming towards you. Straight kick, see? Okay, this is Prince, UK Self-Defense Green. Hope you enjoyed that tip. If you like the channel, subscribe. Yeah.